So I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2023 Genesis G90, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do from left to right, over on the left, you've got your window switches, you've got door locks, you've got your rear mirror adjust right here. Right here, you've got a bunch of buttons for the driver's seating position. So you have like 3 different presets. You can also enable the passenger from this side as well. You have the Bang Olufsen surround sound system sprinkled throughout the cabin. Right here, you have a button, which is the door release. So pushing this kind of does some of the work for you. So I'm going to push it. You can see the door opened on its own, and then you can kind of push it farther if there's no car next to you, and you can also push it and it will close for you. To the right of that, you've got your auto start stop off button, and then you have a button to the right of that, which is the height level of the vehicle. So pushing this basically gets you between a higher and a normal level. So pushing it will display vehicle height high, pushing it again, vehicle height normal. Then you also have the parking brake latch to the right of that. If you're on any sort of incline, the vehicle will sense that and automatically enable that for you. You got trunk release right here. You got your dim level gauge clusters, which are normally down low to the right here. And center, you have a full crisp clear digital display. So you can adjust some of the options on the center screen, but for the most part, you've got the speedometer over on the left and the tach on the right. There are 3 different drive modes, which drastically change the color scheme of the gauge clusters. So right now, I think I'm in Eco. Comfort, you have a little bit more of a bluish hue, and then Sport livens it up. Besides the color scheme on Sport and obviously unlocking the full potential of the vehicle, you will immediately notice you're in Sport because the seats will hug you immediately and kind of hold you, which there's no way for me to bring that through on the camera, but that happens when you push the Sport button. Moving back to the steering wheel, so you have paddles on the left and the right should you want to operate your own gears. Over on the left, I was just cycling some of that stuff in the center screen, is right here. You've got some lane assist options, is what cruise control, the distance settings for that. You've got favorites buttons, you've got volume control, little tuner swipe. So if you're listening to a song, you don't push left and right, you kind of swipe over and it'll change. Phone options, as well as talk buttons. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. Tucked behind that steering wheel, you've got the engine start stop button right here. And then let's go to the infotainment display. So this is the kind of like screensaver screen all the way to the left, showcasing the time if you were listening to something, date, where you are, and the temperature. It will also show some sort of graphical interface of the closest streets you're on. But swiping over to the right, this is all the like app bubbles. You can also toggle on the center console. I'll showcase that, but I choose to use the touchscreen interface. So you got maps, destination, phone projection. If you plug your phone in, this is where Android Auto, Apple CarPlay will pop up. You got voice memo, phone. So right now my phone is connected by Bluetooth, but you have to plug in to use the projection options for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You got setup, currently guest. This is a press loaner, so I'm not set up in that. 3D setup, Sirius XM, media, HD radio data, climate, mood, curator, seat, quiet mode, connected services, valet mode, notifications, the manual, you name it, you pretty much have options for it. Moving down from there, you've got all your HVAC controls. So above that, you have some preset buttons that'll pop you into certain spots on the infotainment above, such as map, nav, radio, media. But then you also have on the right of that your different multimedia options, such as seek, track, favorites, and setup. Hazard button in the middle. To the left and right, you have knobs for controlling the temperature settings for the driver and the passenger. Some more HVAC controls, and everything in this screen is touchscreen. So right now, I'm adjusting the fan level. You got kind of smell option, like a fragrance, heating, steering wheel. You have 2 different options for that as well. Coming down from there, you have a hidden spot where it reveals 2 cup holders. Push it, brings it back. Coming back from there, you got reverse, neutral, and drive displayed, and that is for your gear toggle right here. So you twist it when you have your foot on the brake, and it'll go between different gears, and park is pushing it down. So I'm currently in park. You also have the auto hold button right here, which if you are at a red light and you want to save your foot, you can put your foot on the brake, push this, it'll hold the vehicle, stretch your leg while the red light is going, push it again while your foot is on the brake, and you have control to release the vehicle. I'm going to hop over to the right. So you have your volume control, bunch of multimedia options, tuner, back home for everything up there, and this is the toggle for that. But like I said, I like to just use the touch screen. Moving back into the left again, you have heated and ventilated seats for both the driver and the passenger. Currently I'm using the second heat level, but there's 3 different levels for both. You got a parking camera option. Pushing that gives you the different displays around the vehicle. So that's just currently in the front, the rear, kind of giving like a view of where I'm currently up against a warehouse. This is the drive mode button, so pushing that 3 times is what you saw me doing on the gauge cluster, parking sensors. And these 2 buttons right here are pretty cool for the driver and passenger, because I showed that button on the driver door, but if I open it, swing the door, messing around with whatever, I'm not touching the door at all, you push that button on the center console and it will close the door. Back from there, you have a charging pad where you can put your phone. I currently have a USB-C cord coming from the armrest to use Android Auto. You can channel the cords through here. So you have a USB-C, which is for connecting to the car, and then there's also just a charging USB-C. You got a 12-volt smoker's plug right here as well. Moving to the passenger side. Got your glove box. You better look at the door. So you got that Bang & Olufsen system. You can see popped up in both front corners of the vehicle, projecting sound. Get you a look at the seats. The rear seating position. Both front and rear get some sunroofs. All options controlled up top and in the front. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2023 Genesis G90. If there is a feature I didn't go in depth enough on, leave a question or comment below, and I would love to find you an answer. Thanks for watching.